Hey everybody, welcome back to Cavanaugh's Corner. Just want to say thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel and commenting on my videos. Really appreciate you guys returning week after week to see these videos. Really appreciate it. Today on the channel I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Today I'm going to be talking about my 5 most anticipated upcoming 4K releases. These 5 releases I'm going to be talking about are all going to be coming out hopefully by the end of the year, one of which I don't have an actual release date for. The rest have all been announced and have tentative dates. Of course, those dates can always change, but these are movies that I really love, and I'm really glad to see them finally get a 4K release. First and foremost, I want to start out with number 5. This is a movie that I've always really enjoyed. It's kind of a guilty pleasure type movie, but that movie is Hard Target, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's directed by John Woo, and this is a movie that I've always really loved. I always got a kick out of it. It's a movie that's really kind of wild, and it's a great action movie. It actually can be pretty brutal at times. The action sequences in it are really crazy, and I like it because it's very much kind of John Woo's type of action before he started making movies. You know, a lot of North American movies. It's really his Hong Kong type action, with, you know, obviously different actors. And the action sequences in it are wild. There is an action sequence near the end that goes on and on and on, and kind of takes place in this New Orleans kind of Mardi Gras graveyard type of thing. And that sequence unto itself is just like some of the best shootouts I've ever seen in a movie. And I'm really glad to see that Kino Lorber is releasing it in 4K. Now, this doesn't have an actual release date as of doing this video, but they did announce it on their Twitter, and they did say that they're actually going to have 2 different cuts of the movie remastered, and they're doing the standard theatrical version, which is kind of the North American release version, which is the one that I kind of grew up with because the longer international cut was basically impossible to find for many years. It actually is the one now, if you buy it on Blu-ray, it's actually that version that you get on Blu-ray, which is kind of wild. But the other version is the longer European cut, which has, you know, a good amount of more kind of violence in it. There's not really a lot of deleted scenes that are restored in it, but there are extended action sequences, a lot more bullet hits and blood and stuff like that. And I actually prefer that version, as crazy as that sounds, but I really do like that one, just because the action sequences are just that much more wild. And it's actually, this new remaster for the 4K is actually been supervised by the director of photography, Russell Carpenter. So that's really cool that they got him to supervise this 4K transfer, and there's going to be a bunch of new special features and stuff on it too, so that's going to be really cool. But again, yeah, Kino Lorber's coming out with that one hopefully by the end of the year, but I'm excited for that. And then number 4 here was announced not too long ago, but that's going to be coming out in August 31st of this year, and that one is Dune, the David Lynch movie that was not really a big hit when it came out. David Lynch basically disowned it. He really hates talking about the movie and refers to it as like a huge disappointment in his career and his life in general. And that one there is actually being done by Arrow Video. And their other releases have been really, really fantastic. And I'm excited to see they're doing that one in 4K. That one also is going to be coming out in Dolby Vision and HDR10. But the crazy thing is about this one is that there's going to be 4 editions of this movie, and they are so intense, I actually had to write them down. So, first and foremost, there's going to be a standard Blu-ray limited edition, and that one is just basically 2 standard Blu-rays. I'm guessing you know, one disc is going to have the normal, you know, the movie, and then the other disc is going to be special features. Then they're going to do a limited edition 4K where there's one 4K disc and a second Blu-ray disc, I'm guessing, with the special features and stuff on it. Then there's going to be a limited deluxe edition, which is 3 discs, which has one 4K disc and 2 standard Blu-rays. And then they're going to do a limited edition steelbook set, which has also one 4K and 2 Blu-rays. So they have quite a few editions of that. I'm going to see if I can get the steelbook set because that really looks like it's the most complete one. It's probably going to be hard to get, but I'm going to go for it when the pre-orders go up, which I think actually happened today. So I better jump on that before it gets too late. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. Number 3 is another movie that I've always really loved. It's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies. And I am a big fan of Clint Eastwood. And this is a movie that he did in the 90s with Wolfgang Petersen. And it's called In the Line of Fire. And this movie is so spectacular. Everybody in it just gives great performances. John Malkovich in that movie, he is a lunatic in that movie, but he plays such a great part. Again, Rene Russo is also in it. John Mahoney is in it. There's a lot of really fantastic actors in that movie. But Clint Eastwood as an aging Secret Service agent who was not able to save President Kennedy and now has to also deal with this other assassin who wants to, you know, basically kill the President of the United States, is an absolutely fantastic film. One of the best, like, action suspense movies, in my opinion, ever made. I love that movie. Again, you know, Eastwood's performance in it is fantastic, and Wolfgang Petersen directs the movie at a riveting pace. I mean, it is really one of those fantastically made movies. The end of the movie has such a great build-up to it. It's really wonderful. It's also very well written, and has some of my favorite lines in almost any movie. It's a great movie. That is going to be coming out on June 15th, and that is being released by Sony, and it's going to be an HDR10, so I'm excited for that. I kind of wish they did Dolby Vision on that disc, but totally cool with it. I'm just glad to get it in 4K and have it remastered, because it's a movie that I think would really benefit from it, because it's a very sharp-looking movie. And it's just great. I love that movie. Ennio Morricone also did the music for that, which is, again, another great score of his. So very excited for In the Line of Fire later this month. So that's coming up shortly. Number 2 is a movie that, again, I absolutely love and adore. It is a masterpiece of filmmaking, honestly. It is one of my favorite cops and robbers movies. One of the best heist movies ever made, too, even though it's not really about a heist. It's more about the dynamic of a police officer and a career criminal. And that is, of course, Michael Mann's masterpiece, Heat. And this was announced quite a while ago, and actually a couple of the viewers of my channel here have alerted me to this movie coming out. And I'm really glad that you guys did, because at first I read about it getting a release in other parts of the world, but not here in North America, which was a real bummer. But that is coming out right now. The tentative date is August 31st of this year. That's another one that's going to be in just HDR10. But again, you know, excited to see where they go with that. And, you know, again, I love this movie. It's actually been out in 4K on iTunes for a while, and I have watched it on that. But I really am all about that physical media, and I think the disc might even have better picture quality than that iTunes version. So I'm excited to see that. Again, it's another phenomenal looking movie. What more can I say? It's Heat. It's on 4K. I'm going to buy it. I got to buy it. But number one for me, and this is one that's going to be coming out within the next couple days, and I am really excited about it, is how could it not be anyone but Indiana Jones. It's just, I just, you know, when I found out these movies, all 4 of the Indiana Jones films were going to be coming out in 4K, I kind of lost my collective, and pardon my language, but I freaked out. And I've been waiting for this release for a long time. And I'm very, very glad to say that Paramount Pictures is releasing it June 8th, so just a couple days from now. And I definitely will be picking this up, and I will be reviewing all 4 films on my channel here. I cannot wait. The first 3 Indiana Jones films are 3 of my favorite adventure action films ever. Actually, to be honest with you, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of my probably like top 5 favorite films of all time. I've watched those movies more times than I can even count. And again, all these movies have been completely remastered, and they're going to be in Dolby Vision. They even redid the sound in Dolby Atmos. So again, I am very, very excited for that. These are movies that really deserve a 4K treatment, and I'm so glad that they're coming out. Again, you know, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, you know, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, as much as I'm not as big of a fan of it as I am the other 3, still, it's nice to have. It completes the set, and that is going to be a really cool set. That's actually also coming out in 2 different versions. They're going to have a limited edition steelbook set at Best Buy, and they're also going to have a standard set as well. And I can't even explain to you how excited I am for that. That is really going to be fantastic. And, you know, as these movies come out, these are definitely movies that I'm going to be picking up and reviewing on the channel. So please stay tuned for these. If you want to pre-order these movies, I'm going to leave a link in the description below. So you can pre-order them on Amazon, or just order them on Amazon if you're watching this after the fact, after they release. And if you click on those links and do order them through those links, I do get a kickback here at Cavanaugh's Corner. So it's very much appreciated if you use those links. You really do help me out a lot. And if you're as excited as I am for these movies, definitely make sure to hit up those links, because you'd be doing me a great service. But that's really it for today for Cavanaugh's Corner. I hope you enjoyed this different type of video here. And as always, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel below. And again, I will see you in the upcoming weeks for these Indiana Jones films, as long as you know, as well as My Fair Lady. I picked that up recently as well, and there'll be a review coming for that soon. So thank you so much for everything, guys. I really appreciate it. And until next time, please stay safe and take it easy.